Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Puck and Stuff podcast presented by, Joe Burrow could dream, eh?
I'm not happy about that, Tristan.
That didn't even make
you
sense.
You do me dirty
I
like
did that dirty. I apologize.
Well, I guess I will have to keep dreaming about the Bengals winning a Super Bowl, but oh well. Well, we're just jumping right into that subject.
I guess so. Well, hey everyone, hope you're having a great day. So we have a few things to unpack here, but I guess the big thing was this Sunday, a football game was played. What is it called again? The World Bowl, right?
Yeah, it's the Super Cup or something like that?
The Super Cup, yes.
Cup? No.
Against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right, and the New England Patriots or something like that.
No, it was the St. Louis Rams versus the St. Louis Rams with Jared Goff versus the Cincinnati Bengals with Andy Dalton still.
I'm so happy that Drew Brees finally won his MLB World Series title.
Oh, it's beautiful. Okay, anyways, enough with the bull crap. We watched the Super Bowl this Sunday. The Rams came out on top, 23-20 against the Cincinnati Bengals, and I'm not mad. Just disappointed.
Half of America's pretty mad about that, to be honest. No one likes LA teams, dude.
But Matt Stafford finally got his first championship.
That's true.
And if you're a Detroit fan, you're sad, but you're really happy that he finally won one.
Matt Stafford, I made this comparison last week, and it's pretty bad, actually. Well, no, it's not even that bad, I would say. It's just that I said that the Matt Stafford situation kind of reminds me of McDavid. And Matt Stafford is a great quarterback. Is he like the best in the sport?
No.
We would say no. Connor McDavid is the best in his sport.
He is a top.
But it's like a top player who hasn't won anything and has been in the mediocre teams for so long and then finally gets his chance. So that's really good to see that. Honestly, too, there's a lot of controversy with Odell Beckham Jr., but we got a meme out of it.
He did tear his ACL on that play when he took the step, and
hustle.
then he tore his ACL again. So I'm sorry to hear that, but he finally won a ring out of it, so I'll give him that.
Yeah, I think the Rams also had some extra cap space there for Eli Apple. And the referees.
Oh my God, this team, man! I'm so mad, but you know what? If I told myself like a year ago that this team is going to the Super Bowl, I wouldn't have believed it. And that's the first thing I kind of thought about because when they lost, I sat in the chair and I just was so sad and depressed, man. That was tough. But at the same time, if I look at it now, this team was like one of the worst teams in the league last year. And that is insane to think about, that we pulled a Super Bowl opportunity out of our asses like that. Especially with the old line we had.
I don't think it's out of your ass. I think it's just you're an underdog dark horse. And maybe not dark horse. You're an underdog story. And it proves that, like the commentator said, it's a
little bit of a ass. A little bit.
Burrow is not going to be back. Burrow is going to be back pretty soon.
I wouldn't be that surprised.
I could see the Bengals making a lot of noise, right? Maybe... I think them and the Bills for sure. Them and the Bills are eventually due. They will be.
Wow, I just realized the AFC is going to be stacked this year or next season coming up, because you got the Bills still. You still have the Chiefs, and then there's so many teams. Oh, yeah, but the Bengals. I think as a Bengals fan right now, I'm not mad. I'm a little bit disappointed because we made the Super Bowl and didn't come out with the championship. That always sucks as a fan. But however, looking how last year to this year, what improvement just all around. Even to the old line, which still isn't that great. It was worse last year.
The Rams, their superpower really exposed. The fact that they're a super team really exposed the fact that the old line was just struggling. And there's a lot of...
There was a lot of controversy on some of those.
There was a lot of
calls,
controversy. Though. I feel like the fourth quarter was the greatest of controversies, but that seems to always happen in a game. It's just because it's the end of the game, right?
Yeah.
And... It's always stakes are high. Always feel higher in the fourth quarter. Well, of course they're right.
They're gonna look at every little thing and be like, "Oh, why didn't you call this?" and all that. But again, what can you do? I
didn't see Burrow running out of the pocket a lot.
Being
successful out of the pocket this game.
They've seemed better, but yeah, you're kind of right on the point with that. Anyways, if you guys did want to hear some stats, Matt Stafford threw for 283 yards with 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Cooper Kupp.
MVP, by the way.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp did get the MVP. He had 92 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 8 receptions.
It could have been Aaron Donald, though.
Yeah, he did get the sack to win the game. So
a lot of people were saying that, but Kupp, wow, just Jake Paul, man. He's a great football player. Good for him.
Stop it. And on the other side of the ball, Joe Burrow had 263 yards throwing with 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, with Joe Mixon throwing for 72 yards. I also noticed Joe Mixon wasn't on the final play.
He wasn't?
No. They put in the backup running back, and I was so mad to see that.
Do you think there'll be like an injury release?
I don't know.
They probably would have released an injury stats already.
Would have said something.
Is the NFL like that? Because I know with the NHL, it's like after the team's out of the playoffs or the season's over, then they release the specific injury of that player, right? Because they don't want to announce it. Oh, so it's some problem with the right leg, and then they start going after the right leg, right? So
yeah.
Then there could be something with it. That's just weird that they wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe they sold. Betting's pretty big now.
But again, Matt Stafford, great. I'm happy you finally got a ring. You really did deserve it. Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals, come back big next year. Fix the O-line, get rid of Eli Apple, actually get a corner that doesn't talk crap and plays like dog. And
yeah, maybe like a pear or a banana or something like that. Or an orange. Oranges are usually pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. Just not Eli Apple. That's all I ask.
No, they'll be back.
Hopefully, that's the hope.
It's just that
I'm happy they made it.
I think it's pretty simple. Rams were a better team. They were just a better team that game. That's how I see it.
It was even it was a pretty back and forth game though. It's just
I really feel
they came back. They came out in that last drive. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
And their defense is so good.
It's just you make a few mistakes and it costs you. Like we saw. Why I don't. Why did they run? They were 4th and 1.
They were 3rd and 1, and Aaron Donald stomped them.
Sorry, that's what I meant.
And then they tried throwing on 4th and 1, and apparently I looked at the footage for that play. If Joe Burrow had like 5 more seconds, Chase was wide open down.
Oh,
he could have scored the touchdown if the O-line held.
So was the O-line.
It's really hard to It's really hard to not be mad, but
that's just going to be the storyline for Cincinnati for a while. I mean, it's gonna hurt. It always stings a bit, but I feel like this. If it was like the Packers for say that lost in the final, it's a completely different story, right? Yeah. There's optimism with this, unlike where some teams like if you lose, it's like, do you ever go back again? So I think there's nothing to honestly. I think you got to be proud of your team. Welcome them back. Oh, they already came back home, of course, but just get ready for next season. Enjoy the summer vacations in Maui and Hawaii and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Not Hawaii, same place, but in Mexico. And, just get ready. And, hey, maybe the Miami Dolphins will buy themselves a Super Bowl.
Or Detroit.
Yeah. Cleveland comes out of nowhere. Whoa. 17-0? How did that happen?
There's been actually, so I was looking up today, there was a lot of talk about if Matt Stafford is a Hall of Famer right now. And I don't know.
What's his listing? So here's the thing. Because I've always dabbled a bit into football. I'm just really getting into it now. So I really don't know as much. Like, to me, like, hockey's like an A+ compared to like football and knowledge for me. So what is Matt Stafford on like stat list throughout like the entirety of the league's history in terms of quarterbacks and all that, like passing yards and all that?
I'm actually trying to find that list because I gotta admit, Matt Stafford is like he was an elite quarterback in Detroit, and he actually did make that playoff push for them sometimes. But they obviously, it's the Lions, they never could come out and make that next step for them, sadly. But oh crap, I gotta fucking find some.
Here's the thing, the Matt Stafford story would have been the biggest headline of the Super Bowl if it wasn't for a second-year Joe Burrow and a newly graduated colleague from LSU, Jamar Chase, made it to the Super Bowl. With
I don't know, they were pretty
team.
quiet about.
I was pretty whatever.
They were kind of quiet about that, actually, surprisingly enough.
No, I don't know. I mean, like when I was like on my media and stuff, it was all about Joe Burrow. Like there's this one T-shirt that I'm like looking at, and I hope I can find it somewhere to buy it. It was Jack Harlow, you know, the rapper there. There's a shirt that I think he's selling, and it says "White Boy of the Year," and it's just Jack Harlow and Joe Burrow on the T-shirt. I think it's pretty funny. I wouldn't mind if I can find that snag in it, but
so.
To me, that was the only time I ever heard about the Matt Stafford headline was from us talking about it. I didn't actually see it from like the media outlets. But then again, there's a Canadian outlets. It's not like Canadian outlets are all about football, right? It's a different story, of course, with the American ones.
So what I'm looking at stats here wise for Matt Stafford, he was an elite quarterback. He was probably. Again, nothing stunning about the guy because it's not like he ever won an MVP. He wasn't like an all-decade player, but he did win a Super Bowl. And does that?
Exactly.
And do you take that in consideration that, like, obviously we look at hockey and the NBA and some scenarios, and we say, hey, when you win a championship, that really does a lot to your career and decides when you make the Hall of Fame and not. But like in football, they say sometimes just winning a championship isn't everything. And that kind of makes sense for like if you're trying to make the Hall of Fame because if you look at Aaron Rodgers compared to Matt Stafford right now, would you say Aaron Rodgers makes the Hall of Fame over Matt Stafford?
Yeah, Rodgers does.
Yeah, because
100%.
you look at his one Super Bowl ring and you're like, okay, it's just one. But then you look at 4-time MVP and all these other awards he has behind him. But then you look at Matt Stafford and you're kind of like, yeah, you won a Super Bowl, but what else? He was with the Lions all his career. And
the Lions didn't really help his case, do they? Right?
No, they don't. But I think if he decides to play like another year or two and make that push again, maybe.
I was gonna say this could just be a conversation for another day. The fact that he's still probably gonna play. Well,
I don't know. There was a few players that said they might retire after that win.
Oh, that's true.
So that's why there was that conversation brought up.
His name is Whitmore, correct?
Andrew Witz. I can't pronounce his last name or remember it. But yeah, he was 40. He was the third Super Bowl player to play in the Super Bowl as a 40-year-old.
That's just crazy, man.
Yeah.
He's
retired now.
Well, yeah, but he's in literal likes of Tom Brady with that, you know?
Then
that's pretty crazy.
I think Aaron Donald said he might even retire.
It's just crazy that Tom Brady played when we were first born. That's just phenomenal. That's just absolutely crazy, man.
Wow. And now he's retired.
Yeah.
I'm putting quotation marks up
retired
because I'm like...
until Gronk finds some really up-and-coming team to play with.
Yeah, he said he would go play with Joe Burrow.
Yeah. Oh, well, then I guess...
Up-and-coming team, yeah.
Maybe Brady is just like just becomes second string, and they just like switch off each quarter or something.
No, Joe Burrow would be so mad. I would be like, "Why? Just don't do that to me." But
Bengals fans would be mad in general. I think Burrow.
I wouldn't hate it, but I would be like, okay, then what the heck was the point of drafting Joe Burrow?
Well,
like, I guess you have a veteran guy behind him.
This is the most hypothetical thing we've ever talked about. Like, it's never gonna happen.
No, it's not.
It's just so funny.
All right, do you want to kind of wrap up?
Yeah,
the Super Bowl
I guess
recap?
we can wrap it up. Super Bowl was better than the last few Super Bowls. Actually, last year's was pretty good.
The Bucs and Chiefs were pretty good,
but the Rams Patriots.
Let's just say this game was way better than the Rams Patriots game for sure.
Yeah, for sure. These playoffs were phenomenal though. Seriously phenomenal. Like, it rejuvenated my love for football again, and that's why I want to like follow it really like deep now. Is because of stuff like that.
Taking steps.
I know exactly. There's a lot of storylines that are gonna come. You know, that are gonna like continue. The chapters will continue in the next season, so that'll be really good. And hey, like I said, maybe the NFL will start paying certain garbage teams to start making wins. So. Hopefully. You never know.
I'm happy they got away from the political whole thing of this year and finally started playing football, and I think it really helped their viewership and everything. But again, I'm very sad.
People just want to watch sports, right? Like
they don't care. They just want to watch sports. But very sad to see my Bengals losing a third Super Bowl, and it was tough. But there's a lot of potential and a lot of hope for this team going ahead. I just really wish Joe Burrow got that ring. It's really tough. Anyways, let's jump over the hockey,
You
shall
know
we?
who has a ring? Sidney Crosby has a ring.
That is very true.
That's true. You know what he did today?
What did he do today?
He scored his 500th goal of his amazing Hall of Fame career. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
him and Ovi, easily.
Oh,
So,
speaking of Ovi,
well,
too.
Ovi as well. So we'll get into that in a sec. But so Sidney Crosby in 1,077 games scored his 500th goal.
Damn. Yeah, he's
played
a
1,000
first ballot
games
Hall
this
of Fame. Yeah, 100%. No.
Dude, those Penguins could win it. They could literally make a cup run this year.
Yeah, they
It's
just
possible.
they just won today against
don't know
Philly,
how.
and now they're first in their in the Metropolitan, and I'm like, wow, that's I thought this team was going down, but no,
I
they're not.
don't get it, man. I mean, Crosby, like, I don't understand
get
why
it.
people don't talk about him anymore, though. Like, Crosby is just...
He's just too good right now.
He's... Okay, the fact that he is almost nearing his 40s, he's almost, like, he's just halfway through the 30s now.
Really?
His play style is still the same as what it was before at the start of his rookie career. That just shows that because of how smart of a player he is, his hockey IQ is outstanding, as well as his puck possession and his playmaking abilities. He does it all. That's why I said the kid, man, who's not really a kid no more, but that's why he is still racking up everything. He has 46 points in 38 games. He was really quiet. I'm like,
It was also
Where's
because he was
Crosby?
injured
He was
at the
injured.
beginning of the season,
But
so that might have a lot.
he's
to
over a
impact with
point per game. Like, yeah, he doesn't have as many points as for, say, McDavid, Goudreau,
But they've been playing a lot more.
and Ovi and all that. But it's like,
Here we
man, Crosby's still catching up, and he's played less games. It's remarkable. It is a serious treat to watch Crosby play his career, and I hope one day I'll be able to watch him before he retires.
Yeah, me too.
Hot commodity. It's well deserved though. It's like I love going to games for things like that. Like when I went to the Islanders game on Saturday, it was cool seeing Zdeno Chara, right? Like the dude has some credibility in that sense, right? Where it's like,
Isn't he the oldest? I think they read this thing, and when Brady retired, they said Zdeno Chara is like the oldest active player in sports. Right
And
now.
like the major four, right?
Yeah, in the major four. It might be all sports, professional sports right now. But yeah, they said that, and I was like, wow, did not expect that. But also, speaking of other,
Speaking of aging, you know who turned 50 today?
Jagr.
Jaromir Jagr. I forgot to put that on the list. I completely forgot.
Oh yeah, it is his birthday. Happy birthday, Jagr. I hope you're doing well. And where is he now? In Slovakia?
Kladno, I think in Czech Republic. I think
Czech
it's
Republic,
called Kladno.
yeah. But happy birthday to that legend right there. And speaking of other legends, Ovi is at a 30 mark for his 16th season.
Dude,
30 goal mark for
16 straight
16
seasons.
straight seasons over 30 goals.
He's-
Or just about 30.
He is the first to have as many or to have more. Hold on, I gotta check this out.
Sorry, we don't have our stats right now.
I had it and I forgot it.
Oh, so sad.
But Ovi still scores. We keep talking about age. The fact that back to Jagr, he's 50. He's 50. He's our parents' age, and he's playing professional hockey.
He's still playing professional hockey.
He's playing. Think of it. An 18-year-old plays in that league, right?
Then you see Jagr pull up right beside him. Hey,
That's crazy.
that's
That's a 32-year difference.
that is actually really huge to
That
see.
is phenomenal.
It's just amazing what some players could still do at such an old age like that. Again, we looked at Brady
Okay.
from the NFL.
So it wasn't
Crazy.
straight. Sorry, my bad. It wasn't straight, but it's most 30-goal seasons in their career. So third was Jagr. Funny enough that we say about that. He had 15. Ovi has 16.
Who's first?
Can you guess the first? He played on the Capitals.
Oh,
I think it was the Rangers as well.
the Rangers as well. Is it Messier?
No.
Oh,
This one, I don't know if I'm surprised. It's like if you know your hockey history, like to be honest, I couldn't even. I'd have to touch up on this too, but it's Mike Gartner, 17. So Ovi literally, if he makes 30,
if he just plays it for like
I'm
2 more,
telling
he's
you,
done.
man, he will beat Gretzky's record. But I'm telling you, like
I could see him doing it. I've said this before. I totally think
if he makes 30 next season, I mean this is like way down the road, but he makes 30 next season, it's like 120% to me confirmed, unless like some miraculous thing happens where it's like the league is shut down for years on end.
or he gets a career-ending injury. or something like that.
Uh-oh. We can't. We should.
We can't jinx that.
No, exactly.
Yeah, Tristan, any last words on these old legends or
All
still
three are
active
amazing.
legends that we have been watching most of our lives?
Hall of Fames for all three. You know what's funny? Is what if they all retired from professional hockey at the same age and were all first ballot Hall of Famers in the same year?
Oh, that would make me
You
sad.
could do that.
That would make me feel old.
It's gonna be sad though. Like if you see like
we started watching hockey when these guys were like young.
You know the first ever Stanley Cup Finals I remember watching?
2009.
2008.
2008, Detroit, Pittsburgh.
Red Wings did win, of course, but that was the Crosby era, right? That was the start.
That was the start of it.
Young rookie Sidney Crosby, and it's just crazy. It's like when time flies, right? I mean, it's been an honest treat to watch these play, and I almost want to just one day just say screw it, buy NHL Live or Center Ice, sorry. Or no, it's called NHL Live now. It's not Game Center Ice anymore. And just watch these games, man, because it's a treat watch. I like watching the Capitals. I like the Penguins aren't bad either. I mean, we all used to make fun of them and stuff, but it's like these players, man, they made the NHL a very entertaining business. So good for them.
They truly did.
Good for them. A team that's been doing pretty good, huh?
7 straight wins. Wow. 7 straight wins for the Calgary Flames. Who would have thunk? This team is now first in the Pacific.
This team is so good right now. I don't even like seriously. The last 6 games we have watched, because the Dallas game was pretty. What the heck?
Yeah, Dallas game was weird, but we still won that game, and then it started from there, and we've been just on a roll and getting better each game.
Yep.
I got no complaints.
Nothing. Daryl Sutter hockey. Experienced Daryl Sutter hockey. Seriously.
Literally. Let's go to the game you were at.
Okay, so wow, this team is crazy. The defense is scoring. Daryl Sutter literally says in a press conference, "We need more scoring from our defense." They have scored almost every game. We are getting secondary scoring. We are getting points upon points upon points from our top line. Our top 9, with the new addition from today, which we'll get into, Tyler Toffoli. Our top 9 is looking absolutely disgusting. Jacob Markstrom is going to be a Vezina candidate. I don't care what you say.
100%.
Dan Vladar just proved that he is still a great 1B solution if Markstrom needs rest.
Yes.
The fans are being great.
We're almost at 100% capacity.
Eventually
we'll see.
The Dome Foams are amazing. I just love this team.
It's a good time to be a Flames fan
I just love
once.
this team. Like, okay, I'm not trying to be biased or anything. It's so nice.
Biased.
You know how it is? These 2 years have been sucky, right? The last time I've been able to celebrate a Flames whatever was in 2019 when we made the playoffs. Yeah, we got swept, but at least we were a bit of enjoyment. I remember it was you, me, and a friend, or 2 other buddies, right? 2 other buddies were there.
Yeah. It was.
And we went, and it was like outside the dome, because of course we're too poor to afford playoff tickets, but
hey, we can watch it with rest of the fans.
We'll try and find some playoff tickets this season. Do you
think we could? Wait, you're really willing to try that?
That'd be some great footage, man. For some YouTube.
That would be
crazy.
Great.
But I remember watching that outside with all the fans enjoying it, and we haven't had it for 3 years. This team right now, though, with Daryl Sutter, and the team is just completely consistent. And they're scoring. They're out shooting. They're out shooting every game, pretty much. I mean, besides the Leafs game, it's like 30, 40, 50 shots a game. This is unheard of, the past 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seasons, because the coaching style of Daryl Sutter does something to players. I don't know if it's because he threatens them with his pig named Otis to feed him to him,
oh my God.
Or is it that he's just I don't know. It's just phenomenal.
It's also
it's just phenomenal how they're playing right now. It's they're gonna come down to earth, of course, but they're looking dangerous, and I'm glad that this is how you know the team's doing good, when the NHL and NHL fans that aren't from Canada are starting to recognize the Flames.
True, and how you were talking about the Toronto game, when we were obviously not out shooting them, but we were playing very aggressive, and that's one thing I've also noticed, how
our physicality
went
increase
up, and that's why I love Sutter's way of play, is because he's a very aggressive coach, and likes our players getting dirty, or not dirty, but like getting aggressive in the corners and getting the puck when we need to. And I love that, even when we're not beating them in the shot column.
You were talking about the way they use the boards not even for dumping, but just chasing the puck into the zone, like getting it deep.
Making passes, like
and passes too, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how Sutter's way of using the boards is like very useful and efficient for the Flames right now, because like don't obviously need to make those passes right tape to tape. You can always just rip around the boards and he's right there. And that's why I love the way of their hockey IQ as well. It's amazing to see that.
And the line chemistries are phenomenal. The way that they're seeing the ice, they're making passes by a 1 second head turn, and they know exactly where their other teammate or their line mate is. You know, and it's like the times we struggle in the ozone is when there's a lot of immense pressure onto the player. But we've been able to counteract that the past few games. Toronto showed that, like, and that's what, like, when it comes to playoff time, I think that'll be a big concern. I don't know if that's a concern is the word, but you're gonna have, like, because how gritty like playoff hockey is, you're going to have no time with that puck. You cannot make beautiful, sexy goal of the year candidate dangles. You can't do that.
Yeah, but their Sutter's system kind of like doesn't let them do that. It kind of that's why I like Sutter's because it's very simple and very aggressive and obviously destroys teams.
No, but I noticed that's when the team isn't dominating, is when they're on the defense, when the other team's on the defense and they put immense pressure. That's when sometimes mistakes are made. I also noticed too, like here's some mistakes here. The first periods of both the Islanders game and the Jackets game included a lot of giveaways. Just ugly, like not like ugly that they scored or anything. It was just like unnecessary plays where you're like, why did you do that? Oh, it almost costed goals. Same with these other teams, but it just seems to be like the first period kind of is like a settle in a bit, and then you just start getting it. But then they're scoring early.
Very true. Tristan, do you think, speaking of scoring early, do you think we should jump into this first game?
Yeah, okay, so about? Yeah, Saturday.
So the Islanders were up against the Flames at home. Flames came up on top 5-2, and they outshot them 29-21. You know what? If I can remember that game exactly, the first period was kind of slow for us. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we came up scoring first with Adam, assisted by Anderson. Much nice to see him finally.
Yeah, Ruzicka got the first start of that game.
Yeah, Ruzicka actually is producing finally and showing a little bit of potential for a good second line center or winger.
It's nice seeing that more other rookies are really getting their spot on the team.
Yeah,
it's really solidifying our core. Like, because it's like, you know how nice it's gonna be that if you can stop like switching certain players out of the lineup, that you can get a full team, and like that can you know what team you're taking into the playoffs come that time.
Also, it's very nice to see our depth like finally producing like that, because in playoff time it's
beautiful. This has always been a problem. It's always been depth scoring. We're finally getting it.
It's great. But then
that's why I'm so optimistic, is because we're getting depth scoring along with great defense. Also, shout out to Chris Tanev. That dude literally, there is a reason why no one says his name on the broadcast. It's because he does his job correctly. He takes the puck away and his defensive play has just been so solid. Like, it's just amazing. Can you see what his plus minus is? I really hope it's high, because the last few games I've been like noticing Tanev, he's done everything right in the defensive end. Like, it's just beautiful.
I got some stats. So he's played 45 games. He has 17 points right now, and he has a 23 plus minus.
There you go, plus 23.
There we go.
The dude is this. Thank you, Vancouver, for like a quarter of your team at this point.
Thanks, boys.
we really are the AJHL Calgary Canucks, eh?
Literally. So then back to the game. We got Noah Dobson scoring the second goal.
Who could have been a Flame? Because of the Hamonic trade?
Bastards. Assisted by Barzell. And then speaking of Chris Tanev, he scored the second goal of the game, assisted by Gaudreau. Gaudreau, we love you. And then we also have Mangiapane scoring the third goal in the second period, assisted by Adam as well. And then we had the Islanders score to make it 3-2.
So that was I can't remember who scored that. That was Parise, right?
He got the assist. It was
Oh, Jean-Gabriel Pajot.
Yeah, there we go.
It was
Sorry,
Pajot.
not
It was Pajot.
Yeah,
I
Pajot.
remember
There
now.
we go.
I can't
Sorry, I
remember.
remember him on Ottawa. That's
I
how
know.
I remembered. I
5
kind of
years ago. That playoff run was
that was
5 years
5
ago.
years ago?
It was, yep, 2017.
Yeah, Pajot, I kind of forgot about him, not going to lie, since Ottawa. But then in the third period, we had Gabranson scoring, his second of the year, assisted by Lucic. And then
Dude, the fans love. Dude,
I love
it is amazing. So I was at this game for my birthday. I took my lady out there to the game, and it's just so funny, man. Like the guy sitting next to us, the one guy had a Lucic jersey. He kept saying, he's like, yeah, man, if Lucic scores, I'm getting a Lucic tattoo. I'm like, really, bro? No way. Yeah, I know, like, dude, the fans love Lucic. It's just, every time he touches the puck, it's a Lucic.
It's beautiful.
It's amazing.
Then finally, in our last goal, it was Elias Lindholm, assisted by the whole first line, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And then Markstrom did play this game, and
There's some good saves by Markstrom.
he made 19
And the
saves out of 21 shots with a 905 save percentage, which isn't bad. It was an average game for Markstrom. Nothing to truly complain about. But again, we do have a Vezina caliber goalie right now, so I'm not complaining at all. So yeah, it was a nice win to set a bar, have a few drinks, and watch the Flames win on a Saturday. Was it a Saturday night?
Yeah,
yes,
it was a Saturday. It was a HNIC, yeah.
So it was nice to see that. I don't have much to say about this game. We had a very slow start at the first, but then we picked it up, obviously, and we took the win. And
I think it was a good luck for me because I saw Ryan Leslie. He was doing his commentary stuff for the intro, and I saw him. I was like, oh yeah, Ryan Leslie, no way. That was pretty cool. And I saw when we went to the November 6th game against the Rangers, I saw Scott Oak. That was pretty cool.
yeah,
It's not as the building isn't as full. You can tell it's 50%.
Yeah.
It still gets full.
wait until it hits
But
100%
oh
capacity,
man,
though.
yeah, well they're gonna start getting people in again, man, because of how the team is playing.
Yes,
It's
I'm
just
very excited.
it's enjoyment. Like the team's like actually fun to watch. Like it's actually like you're getting somewhat of your money's worth besides how expensive the water. Dude, you know how much I paid for water?
How much?
Because I got 2 waters. I paid I gave a $1 tip, but like $10. Sorry.
For a water?
Yeah, $4.50 for a Dasani water bottle. The worst bottled water you can get. But it's the only bottled water you can get, right?
Let me get this straight. You went to a Flames game and you spent $10 on water instead of dome foam?
No, I got dome foams. Don't worry. But like, the thing is the water.
So disappointed in T-Dog.
I was thirsty.
So
I
disappointed.
was parched. I needed some water. Actually, it was really good.
Yeah, you get another
the guys,
dome foam.
The guys next to me, actually bought me a few dome foams because I told them it was my birthday and stuff, and so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to those guys. I know that they're probably never like watch this podcast, but yeah, that was pretty
You should have
sick.
told them.
They were chill, man. They were like just it's always fun. I think that's why I like games. It's just the atmosphere because you're with the home fans. Everyone's knows the same stuff and you're enjoying it and you're like woohoo. Actually, it was so funny. I had this during I think it was like the third period and it was a like a TV timeout and so we're in the nosebleeds, right? So you know how there's like the bathrooms.
Oh,
and the
yeah,
nosebleeds.
those ones, right?
I quickly ran into the washroom and then of course the play started, so I had to like wait for the play to stop so I can go up.
Yeah.
So this guy asked me, he's like, why do they keep booing Lucic? And I'm like, no. Actually, how it is because his nickname is Luch, so you got to say Luch.
Every time he touches the puck.
This is pretty funny. That was a funny story I had, but yeah, that was so much fun. Okay, so let me actually do the analysis of how I saw the game. So it was a boring, like nothing too exciting in the first period. Like I said, a lot of giveaways, and there's some just giveaways. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, come on, man. This ain't no Zadorov fest, man. Like, we're playing, yeah, exactly. So, you start with, you get a goal, and then I think they tied it up, and then it was 2-1. I can't remember specifically, but...
Didn't I just read off the stats?
Yeah, you did. It was Dawson. So it was 1-1 and then 2-1. So,
yes.
Yeah, and end of the period. But so, ultimately, though, after that first period, I mean, it's just, Highlanders just never had that energy. There was a little bit where they were playing some decent defense, and they were taking the Flames off the puck and
yeah, like I said,
forcing them to make things like bad turnovers.
Decent. Like the Flames had a slow period, but then they can kind of bounce
But
back.
that was it, and then it was just dominant. It was like the Islanders never had a full pushback.
No.
The team doesn't score a lot. That's the truth.
True.
Islanders have trouble scoring, and they're gonna need it. And I think Sorokin was tired too, because Varlamov was supposed to be be the goalie for that game, but he was taken away for COVID-19 protocol. And that was like during warm-ups, if I'm correct. So yeah, kind of just had to happen like that. And so yeah, Sorokin was in net. I don't know, he didn't really even let him shoot off. He had some good saves too, though. Sorokin had some decent saves. It's just like I said, Flames were the better team, and the Islanders just did not play a full 60. They just didn't have that effort.
Sorokin did save 24 out of 29, so
Yeah.
I'll give him the benefit.
Exactly, you gave him the benefit of the doubt because that defense should be way better than it is.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
That's what I think too, but it's
not.
just been ugly. Yeah, but any last words, or was that just it?
It's a fun game. I enjoyed it. I can't wait to go to more Flames games.
Yeah, me too. But actually, a few days after that game, we had some big news, to talk about.
Was it this morning?
Yes, at 11 a.m.
Sorry, it would have been yesterday.
Or yes, it was. No, it was today. Or no, it was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
It was yesterday morning.
Sorry. Today. Why? How do we? Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh! Sorry, we're out of it.
Oh, sorry. You say it.
You want me to
Yes,
say?
please.
Okay, so the Flames, about what are we? 3 weeks away from the trade deadline? About 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we are 3 weeks away from the trade deadline, and the Flames are the first team to make a big trade before the trade deadline. So the Flames traded for Tyler Toffoli, and Montreal was given Tyler Pitlick. A prospect from the Flames.
The Pitlick Infinity Stones. Rem Pitlick. Pitlick.
One of our prospects, a first-round pick in 2022, and a fifth-round pick in 2023.
Those first and fifths are conditional, correct?
Yeah, I think it's like the first-round pick is top 10 protected, just in case they fall off the wagon, and then I don't know. It's a fifth-round pick. What more conditions can you really
imagine
put
me
to it?
praising this team for all that, and they just start pooping the bed now, and it's just like, I don't think it'll.
When I saw
happen,
this trade, I was really happy.
Dude.
I did not see us losing this because Tyler Foley he's a good player.
I have been wanting to Foley on this team for years.
Yeah, me too.
I remember watching him and seeing he's a very that he solidifies the top six for the Kings when the Kings were playoff contenders and just coming off that cup win and stuff.
Do you want to hear some stats from him?
But so Harry, before I just want to say with the Foley thing, it's so nice because I don't know. There's something about it for me being I've always wanted him on this team. I've always thought he'd be a great fix or great pickup.
Well, we finally got him.
And we got him. 4.25 mil till 2023, 2024. So you know what? Even if we do lose Kachuk or Goudreau, and we're just going to completely suck no matter who you lose in the next season, at least you still have some scoring options.
Yeah.
You know what? You got to pick and choose your things. And I know people were saying that this might have been too high of a price. I don't think so because the Flames are in a win-now situation. They are. It sounds crazy because, they haven't done anything in the playoffs. But literally, you're running out of time with Goudreau. You are it does not matter.
Last year on his contract.
You are running out of time.
Really?
If you go far with this, Goudreau maybe he'll take a pay cut.
Maybe.
It might be a possibility.
I don't know. It all depends on how far we go.
It's a win now, and Montreal needs to rebuild. And I'm so glad that they're going to do the rebuild, not do some stupid Chicago thing. I'm so glad.
Good for them. They're going the right route.
All you need is just let Price go. When he feels better, let him go. Get him to a team that he'll win a cup with, please. True. Just for the fans, man. We all want Price to win a cup.
And plus, he deserves it.
But it's going to work. So I think it's a win-win scenario. People are really gonna saying that the forward market now for trade is gonna be absolutely overhauled now, or inflated, similar to how the defenseman signings were because of the Seth Jones.
True.
And the Chychrins was signed from that. I can't remember if it was Jacob Chychrun, but yeah. So
do you want to hear some stats from Toffoli?
Okay, sorry. One more thing.
Ah, damn it!
I keep saying I was saying this as well. They need one more scoring forward and another piece on their defense. They have the scoring forward. If they can somehow get a piece on the defense, I think you got everything you need.
Hopefully.
So, go to the point, sorry.
Finally. Okay, so Tyler Toffoli has played 38 games. He has 10 goals and 17 assists for 27 points and a -7 in plus-minus. But I mostly think that's because he was on Montreal.
It doesn't count. He is with Montreal.
But Again, we're going to probably jump into this really quick if Tristan's okay with that. Perfect. He's okay with it. So we versed Columbus Blue Jackets. We just finished watching it, actually. And the Flames did win another game, 6-2, with the addition of Tyler Toffoli. Tristan, how do you think about this game?
You know what I forgot to say about Toffoli before the Columbus game? Is that when I was doing schoolwork, like just typing my stuff out, and I just take a little quick break. You do the procrastination break when you go on your phone, right? You go on, you're like, oh,
everyone does it.
5 minutes passed. And then, excuse me, I see that Toffoli signed to Calgary. I'm like, this is a joke, right? Real thing.
I send it to you and you're like, holy shit.
Dude, I actually was like, I was jumping. I was so happy.
I was at work and I was jumping.
Dude,
I was like, holy shit.
Like, that's how you know this team is going to, like, break our hearts, is because I'm actually, like, so, like...
We're having the hope
I'm so invested in this team right now. And it's like, oh,
they're making me feel less sad about the Bengals.
I don't know. You know what? Like, just you gotta enjoy sports, man. I mean, it just helps you enjoy everything else. You know what I mean? But it's just like,
literally,
when they're winning, and it's a W, man. It's a W. I think this game showed it. So Columbus, turnovers in the first period again. That's what I noticed. Like, Daryl Sutter must be pretty mad about that one. He's always gonna find things to critique about, which is good though. He's always giving he's always giving the praise where it's due and the criticism where it's needed.
True.
He's a perfect coach. That's why I think he's just so sustainable. He just gets the job done. It ain't no BS, right?
True.
So you have that. You score early in the first 3 minutes. Who scored that goal?
I got stats for you. So in the first period,
it was Gudbranson, right?
It was Gudbranson assisted by Lucic. That was the first goal.
I love Gudbranson right now.
And then the second goal was Elias Lidholm, unassisted. And then that's when Columbus came back and scored.
Lidholm has 5 goals in a row. He scored in the last 5 games.
He has 19 goals right now this season.
He's easily top 10 most underrated in the league.
Probably.
He has to be. Because he scores.
You and I should do like a overrated, underrated.
Oh,
that would be
good. Like, just pick like a bunch of like players that are kind of in that controversy. Like we give our opinion.
Yeah, another segment.
I say we do that for Saturday.
Ooh, next episode you might get a new segment, boys. And then we're gonna jump right into the second period. Matthew Tkachuk with his 22nd of the year, assisted by but that first line basically. Again, it was a beautiful tic-tac-toe. And then shorthanded, we had Dylan Dubé finally score a goal with his 5th of the season, assisted by Mangiapane. Much appreciated goal. And then in the third, we also had Adam score his 4th of the season, assisted by Trevor Lewis. And then Tyler Toffoli scored tonight.
What a goal.
And it was actually a really good goal, too. Really nice.
Did you see that alley-oop pass?
Yeah, by Johnny Gaudreau.
Gaudreau just, like, from blue line to blue line, like, just flips the puck up and over everyone's heads to Toffoli, speeds out, breaks out down the right, and he, like, is on one leg the entire time and scores the goal.
That was a nice goal, so.
Dude, Permer
Flames debut, scores a goal. I'll take that.
I can't complain.
He's giving him exactly what we needed him to do.
Right now, man. Yeah, that's for sure. So, I mean, of course, like, you can't, give the opinion in one game, but it's already, looking pretty good.
And then also the Flames did outshoot them 41-20. We finally actually didn't have Markstrom in tonight.
Yeah, we had Vladar.
Vladar, he saved 18 out of 20. Pretty average night for a backup, which I'm very happy.
He had a 900 save percentage. He made some good saves. Like, he was solid. Yeah. And that's why I think it's solidified as a good backup.
That's what I think.
He could be a 1B in some goalie scenarios. That's what I think. Some team scenarios.
That's why I think I was kind of mad at the whole idea of overplaying Markstrom, because I saw him as like a really good backup, especially how he's been playing this season. And I'm like, dude, let your starter rest, but at the same time, it is Markstrom, and when you have a caliber goalie like that, might as well play him.
You know how many games Markstrom played before Vladar played?
I think it was like almost 10 straight.
It was Sportsnet said 12 games.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
But
it's a lot of games.
If you look into... Okay, so I was actually looking at some stats when Sutter was starting Kippy in 2004. Kippy played like all the games except like 15 games.
I know. Like,
He's only had 15 games.
Roman Turek played. Yeah, I guess 15 games.
Yeah, he played the 15 games.
Not a lot of games.
Yeah, it was insane to see that, like, how many games Kiprusoff played. And I'm like, okay, he might be doing that with Markstrom.
Oh, yeah, no, he rises goals out. We keep saying this, right? But he did that with Jonathan Quick in those cup runs. And, I mean, it's working. It's just, like, they were also talking about that Kelly Rudy and Rick Ball were on the broadcast as well, saying that, you know, like, come March and April, because we all know how bad the schedule is going to be.
Yeah.
Luckily, a lot of games are at home, but it's a lot of games to play. So, you're going to definitely see more Vladar this season.
Yep.
But it just seems like it's all working out. I was also going to say, too, so Mersh Lincoln's was 35 saves out of 41. With an 854 save percentage. I don't think he was the problem with this game. I just think Columbus was just I think their defensive structure was lacking. They just couldn't really get pucks to the net completely. I mean, they had 20 shots, right? Like, you know, like sometimes it shows for, but it really only showed for 2.
Both teams were on couldn't get anything on the power play.
No,
as
exactly.
Well.
I guess maybe that's another thing to talk about is the power play hasn't really done too much.
Ours or
Calgary.
Again, I was kind of listening to what the broadcasters had to say, and they're kind of right when it comes to playoffs. If you have the Flames don't have a bad power play, they can score
exactly.
on it. But what matters the most is your penalty kill. Especially during playoffs.
Exactly.
And honestly, I think that we have a great power. We have a great penalty kill, to be honest.
How many power? Yeah, I think it's pretty. I don't think it's like amazing or terrible. I think it's above average. That's what I'd say. But here's my thing to it is how many power plays are you going to get or penalty kills are you going to take in a playoff game? The rest let everything go, which as a fan, that's really nice because you want to see him play hard. But you're not going to get rewarded for a few slashes and stuff.
I'm sorry. Wait, you said we have an average penalty kill?
I said above average.
We're third best penalty kill in the league.
I meant power play.
Oh, power play?
Penalty kill? Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah.
Actually, yes, you're right. We have above average. We're 14th in the league for penalty kill or power play.
That sounds
penalty
right.
kill. We're top 3.
Make me feel all smart and stuff predicting that.
Yes, apparently, I'm making you sound really smart tonight.
Lindholm a goal and 2 assists. Gaudreau 2 assists. Gaudreau had 2 assists those both nights, so 4 points in 2 nights there, which is really good. So to fully have that goal, I think Columbus, right? Laine was a bit silent there.
Yes, Laine's been really silent ever since he left.
I like that rookie though, Fix Wolanski. He is, I think he's an Edmonton native. I think that's what they said. But
is that what he is?
You know what? Columbus has him and Cole Sillinger. They got some rookies there. So I mean, hey, they got some younger prospects they can play with. So hey, Columbus is always gonna be a little bit of a bright side there, I think.
Columbus is also in that kind of weird spot as well because they're not like obviously rebuilding, but they're just.
Well, they have Zach Werenski. I think that's a solid. It's a solid
they got,
player there.
Again,
Boone Jenner, right? I mean, he's captain now, and he has 37 points on the season.
Yeah, something like that.
So, and Domi's been quiet, of course, but Columbus, right? It's just a quiet game. There's nothing really impressive.
Max Domi, freaking.
It's just, dude.
Forgot about that.
These games where we're scoring, it's like you're getting a separate goal from each player. No player got two goals in one of these games. So,
we're
getting depth scoring.
Gaudreau and Lidholm got 2 assists, and Lidholm also got a goal today.
Yeah,
so
but
I'll give him that.
I mean, like
I do get what you mean, though.
Yeah.
I get what you mean. Like production all around, and that's what we want to see, and that's what we need to see.
Who scored the first goal for the? Oh, you know what's so funny is the second goal was a literal the second goal that was accredited to Lindholm. That was literally an own goal.
Oh, was it? I never actually
saw it. Oh, you didn't see it? Yeah.
No, because I thought it was Anderson. I thought it was Anderson.
Lindholm put it out in front. I thought it was Anderson when I first. And, I just... right to the stick of... I can't remember who it was.
It was the Lidholm. Yeah. So, because I think Anderson flipped it over to Lidholm, and I think it became an old goal.
Yeah.
Because it became unassisted, so...
But yeah. So, pretty much to wrap it up, though. Yeah, Columbus just... we were just a better team. Columbus just wasn't as strong defensively, and they just weren't getting a lot of good score. They had a few good scoring opportunities, but they couldn't capitalize. And 20 shots, you're going to need more than 20 shots, especially on a backup.
Yes.
So, yeah, great for the Flames, man. They're doing great.
And if anyone is curious, we do verse Anaheim Ducks tomorrow at home at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, or what would that be, Pacific? Anyways, you guys have phones. You could all check. Also, in the last 10 games, the Flames are 9-1.
That's why I'm so happy with this team right now.
So, how do you think the Anaheim game will go before we exit out
I
here?
think this is going to be their toughest game in the last 6, besides the Dallas game. No, straight up, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, I think the Toronto game was a bit of a tougher one. I mean, we ended up, beating them out in the end. We're stronger in the 40 minutes. 20 minutes was, I think it was Toronto, but Anaheim's always been a weird team for us, and it's just the way they're set up with their young skill and John Gibson, who's absolutely a lights-out goalie who would be winning way more awards and trophies if he was not on the Anaheim Ducks. That's my opinion. So it's going to be a tough game. I think if the Flames keep playing like they are, they can pretty much beat any team right now how they've been playing. If they can keep the consistent play style, I think you'll win. Anaheim, just block out, just make sure that pucks aren't. Just make sure that scoring opportunities are not being held.
True.
So are not happening to Gibson, and I think the Ducks can probably win a game. They'll probably have to win it by a goal or two difference, but so it'll be a fun game. Yeah.
I personally, because Anaheim had a really hot start to the season, and they kind of. Again, I think they were one of our top shocking teams in our last segment a few episodes ago. But they kind of fell off a little bit. In their last 10 games, they're 4-4-2. They lost their last game, and the last time we played them, it was December, and we won 4-3. So honestly, if the Flames just play how they've been playing, I am not worried.
No, exactly.
And this team compared to most is almost a cup contender. It's a little bit early to say that, and I get why I don't want to say it, knocking on wood. They have the potential of being that kind of contender, and I think a lot of fans around the league will eventually see that. I'm really excited to see how this team goes. You don't see it, do you?
No. All I was saying was I don't want to say anything ahead, but
why do you think? That's why I knocked on wood.
No,
because
but seriously, the way that it's, Sutter, it's just.
Again, it's only regular season. It only matters in playoffs you've seen this team's track record in playoffs lately.
Is this what it's like being a Leafs fan, where it's like you are so excited?
Your standards are here, and then playoffs it just drops.
Because the Leafs really should, on paper and how they play in the regular season, they should have won at least 4 or 5 playoff series by now, 3 or 4 playoff series. That's what I think.
They have not made it through the first round yet, have they?
Since 2004? 19? Something like that. They haven't made it past the first round with the Matthews era.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Wow, that is crazy, but yeah. So,
hey man, if we lose with a team like this, how we're playing right now, dude, we are a meme. The Flames are a meme team. That's why Urinating Tree makes fun of us all the time, because it's like we've kind of wasted Gaudreau's career.
Yeah, he also disappears, though, so he kind of does
quiet,
it to himself.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm not going to talk crap about him. He's playing well. I'm not going to talk crap about him.
Oh, we love him. Keep Gaudreau forever. Keep Chucky Gaudreau, Lindholm, Coleman, Lucic, even Lucic, Lindholm.
And our new addition, Tyler Toffoli, which I am already liking.
Coleman. Just keep them all. I love them all right now.
Well, boys, I think that will wrap up episode 8. Tristan.
And Mangiapane. I can't believe I forgot about Mangiapane.
Yeah, I guess you did. And Dubé, and there was a few other, there was a lot of others. And Tristan, I think it's time to wrap up episode 8.
Okay.
Any last words?
I'm excited to keep watching more hockey and keep doing this podcast. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks, guys, for all the support. And hey, just let us know in the comments if you're listening to this on YouTube. If you'd like us to do anything with this podcast, any segments or whatever. And also you can listen to us on Spotify. Just search up Puck and Stuff and you will find us on Spotify and Buzzsprout as well. And hey, thank you for all the support, guys. And Brendan, I will let you say the last words here.
Yeah, so Tristan was pretty much going to say exactly what I did. Thank you guys so much for the support. Leave a like, leave a subscribe. We would love if you guys could do that for us. And like he said, we're already on Spotify and Buzzsprout. And thank you guys for tuning in to episode 8. We'll see you in episode 9. See ya.
Peace.